What's up, FOA squad? I'm Anthony and welcome to our channel, Life with Anthony. I hope you guys are doing well out there. Happy whatever day I get to post this video for you guys. Today, guys, I'm going to be doing a Q&A. About 2 weeks ago, I posted on our community page. If you guys have any questions, you can ask them in the comment section of the community page. I like doing Q&As because it gives you guys an opportunity to ask me questions that are non-related to the posted videos. So let's get right into it. I have about 16 questions. I'm gonna try to get through these as quickly and as efficient as possible. All right, I'm gonna start off with 3 questions that multiple people ask first. The first one is, do you plan on going back to work in September? Absolutely not. In September, Michael and I are going to go on a California road trip starting mid-September. Don't know how long it's going to last. Our plan so far is to take the Route 66 way, starting at Chicago and ended up in Santa Monica, California. From there, we have not discussed what we want to do. We have not even discussed what we're going to do along the way. There's a lot of iconic places during that route that we are probably going to stop and see, but that's the furthest we've gotten with the plans. The second most popular question is, how is Lamont? Lamont is doing good. He no longer lives in Florida now. He relocated back to Connecticut. 2 of his, excuse me, I don't know why my voice is getting that froggy effect now. 2 of his kids flew down to Florida and took him back to Connecticut, and he now lives with them. I think it was a really good thing to do. Lamont needs to be around his family, his mother, his sister, his kids, and other family members. Someone that can help keep an eye out on him and help take care of him. So I'm very happy that he is back in Connecticut with his kids. The third question that was most asked is, do you plan on getting an apartment? I have no intentions on ever in my life getting an apartment. I have bigger plans if things continue to go well for me. I have bigger plans coming my way, hopefully in the next 2 years or so. And that's what I'm going to continue working for. I guess my goal would be to, okay, I don't know what's going on here. I guess oh my goodness, excuse me. My plan is to look into getting some type of land. I'm paying close attention to Kathy, Traveling with Charity's journey, who recently purchased some land and now starting to get into getting all the things the way she wants on that land. I'm kind of following her journey as a template and seeing if that's the route that I actually want to go. I do know for certain that I need to at some point establish a home base, and that I do not want to be out here going from campground to campground, from this to that, without having a home base. So that's what I'm going to be working on for the next few years, trying to work on a home base. Okay, now let's get into these questions. The first one is by Enigmatic Evie, and she asks, how did you learn to cook? Okay, let me just say this. I don't think I cook that well. I think I cook well enough for myself. I think I have over the years learned what, or how I should say, to satisfy my own taste palette. If I had to cook for other people, it probably would not be the greatest. It would not be the worst, but you can always cook and adjust to your taste buds. And I think that's what I have been doing and learning to do throughout the years when it comes to cooking, you know, is to learn how to satisfy my own taste buds. Again, as you guys have seen, it's a lot of trial and error still. Some of the meals don't come out as I planned. But that's all a part of the joy of learning how to cook, and practice makes perfect, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm practicing a lot, and I'm getting better at how to satisfy my own taste buds, since I am the only one that I majority of the time cook for. Okay, Diana Milene, or Dina, excuse me, Dina Milene 761 asks, are you going to start doing sponsorships? I probably will not. Um, at at some point there was a lot of companies reaching out to me. Now I guess because I have not done sponsorships in my videos, that less and less are reaching out to me. I know that it is a way to add extra income, but also for me, I look at it as it can be a headache, because I did watch several videos a few months ago at how to choose what companies to work with, this, that, and the other. I just don't want I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. I made a video last year about, I'm unsure of that whole process of, which company to work with, this, that, and the other. And I think for me, it would be a headache, because I wouldn't know how to go about it, and I'm not really, honestly, I don't have the desire to do it. Okay, the next question comes from Becca Curlis 3288, and she asks, have you ever had a guest stay with you in the van? I have. I have had 2 guests, and let me tell you, it's enough room for 2. Alrighty, the next question is from CN or CN-KBF5FF, and they ask, how many miles was on your van when you bought it, and how many miles are on it now? My van is a 2018 Dodge Grand Caravan. When I bought it in October of last year, it had 52,000 miles on it. It now has 71,000 miles on it. And that is from me doing a lot of road tripping and being on the road. The good thing about that, for those of you who may think that's high in miles, is the majority of those miles are highway miles. Okay, 73 Camara asks, who is my favorite actor? I love this question, because when I read this question, one and only one person immediately came to mind. My favorite actor of all times has to be Jared Leto. I love his work. To me, he is someone that every time I see him in a movie, he is a completely different character than the previous movie that I've seen him in. And he is really, really good. He is a really good actor, and I just enjoy everything that I have seen him in. Dallas, when he played an AIDS victim, an AIDS person. And then I saw him in the Denzel Washington movie, he and Denzel, What Lies Beneath. And then the monster-like movie, Morpheus, when he transitioned into this monster. I mean, he just chooses the right roles that he does a fantastic job. And secondly, I like Gary Oldman. Always like Gary Oldman. The first movie I've seen him in that I can remember, and this is the same first movie that Natalie Portman played in, and I think this was her first movie, The Professional. I love that movie. That is one of my all-time favorite movies, The Professional, with Gary Oldman and Natalie Portman. It was a good movie, so if you haven't seen that, check it out. So, Jared Leto, and second would be Gary Oldman. And that's hard to say, because there are a lot of really good actors and actresses out there. Okay, the next question is from Shannon Cox 5071, and Shannon asks, how do you spend time when you're not doing videos? I am now spending time watching tennis. If you don't know, I am a huge tennis fan. I love watching tennis. I went for a long period of time of not being able to watch it. And then when I was last in Baltimore, my sister told me to just buy the tennis channel and I could watch all the games. And I did that, and I am now able to watch some tennis. And the past few days, or maybe almost a week now, I have just been watching tennis when I'm not out and about around the campground. Other than that, it's about watching YouTube and things of that nature. but it's tennis right now, and that occupies a lot of my time because they're in tournaments left and right now, and we have 2 more Grand Slams coming up as well that I will be at the campsites watching, and so I really enjoy watching tennis. Okay, then Shannon asks, what's your pet peeve? I think my greatest pet peeve is inconsiderate people. And the biggest example I can tell you where that takes place is when I'm driving. I'm telling you now, I come across the most inconsiderate people when driving. And it just sends chills up my spine when some people just don't, look at that fly around here. When some people just the smallest gesture, like turning on your signal, and people don't do that. When I was on my way to Ohio, I saw a guy in a pickup truck in front of me literally threw a McDonald's cup of some sort out the window. It gave me chills. I said, look at this. Boy, I gave him all kinds of choice words, and I don't know him from a can of paint. Okay. Then Shannon asks, what religion are you? I'll answer that in a short version. Lord have mercy. Version, I have faith. Now, the everyday vegan asks, can you fight? You look like you can fight. I don't know what you looking at. The everyday vegan. I don't know what you looking at. Because let me tell you, I can't fight. I am not the guy that you want on your side in a group fight. Because I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to be the one that run. Because I'm not going to fight for anybody. And first of all, I don't even want to be your friend if you put me in a situation where I have to fight and defend myself because of some crap that you done. You done put me in a situation. I'm going to run. And I hope after I run, the next time you see me, you say, I don't want to be your friend no more. Because I'm going to say, good, because I was thinking the same thing. I don't want to be your friend either because you put me in these situations where I have to fight and I'm not a fighting person. Oh, no, let me tell you. You put me in that situation, I'm going to be like road runner. Beep, beep. You're going to see my smoke because I'm going to be gone. Ain't no shame in my game because I ain't no fighter. I don't like fighting. I was in 2 fights in my entire life. I won one and I lost one. I lost to a girl. I wasn't even 12 years old yet. And I remember her grabbing me and slinging me down on the sidewalk. And then I won a fight. I beat the neighborhood bully up. We went to play some baseball at the high school baseball field. And on the way back, he got in his bullying ways. And I guess it was my turn that day for him to bully. And I stepped up on this step because he was taller than me. I stepped up on this step to gain some height. I closed my eyes and I just jumped off the steps and swung at the same time. And it just, Lord and behold, hit him right in the eye. And he went, ah, I'm gonna F you up. And let me tell you, I ran home. Okay, Musette Jones, what's up, Musette? 3002 asks, must all your campgrounds be for gay males? Then she went on to say the heterosexuals don't attend the gay campgrounds and this. I want to say this because I answered this and I think I talked about this before on our channel. And that's the reason why I like going to gay campgrounds or all-male campgrounds is because I seek camaraderie with other gay men. If I took out the whole gay campgrounds equation out of my life, I would not be able to be in a position to socialize with other gay men. I don't want to go, and I don't go to bars like that or clubs like that. And that's, to me, is not an appropriate place to meet people to become friends with anyway. So what gay campgrounds do for me is they allow me to be around other gay men. And I cannot tell y'all or express to y'all how friendly the gay community is on these campgrounds. These are mature men at these campgrounds. These are older guys who do you think can afford these big old rigs and stuff that you see at these campgrounds and stuff? These are guys who are a couple who have been together for years and they love camping, and this, it's not your little boy childish stuff that goes on here. And I have been asked questions like, is it safe, do this and do that. I feel completely safe on campgrounds. I have no worries when I'm on campgrounds. And even someone mentioned that, you know, they don't see a lot of people of color at these campgrounds. And I can't speak for them. I don't know why there isn't more African American people at campgrounds. Maybe they're not into campgrounds like the Caucasian people and other race people are. You know, maybe they're not coupled up where they can afford big rigs or whatever to be at campgrounds. I have no reason or no idea why. And that's not even a thought or a concern of mine, you know. I have met some really great friends or becoming really great friends at campgrounds, and I love the camaraderie that, you know, I spoke before. It's a sense of belonging to a community and looking forward to going to different campgrounds and seeing a person again that I have not seen since last year or months ago. And that is the main reason why I gravitate towards all male campgrounds. It's the camaraderie that the gay community have. I'm telling you, the gay community is one of the best communities out there. They know how to have fun. They don't be getting all drunk and starting mess with people and stuff like that. It's a mature group of people. They don't go around stealing stuff. And I feel like I cannot get that from a family orientated type of campground. With a family type orientated campground, I don't know what I would get. You know, I mentioned this before. I would not like to be at a campground where there are a lot of kids running around yelling and screaming and all of that stuff. That's just not my vibe, you know. And then I wouldn't feel comfortable leaving my campsite and leaving my things at my campsite and not worry about coming back and it's being, my things are taken or stolen. I don't have that worry at all here at the gay campground. So that is the major reason. Now, when I'm in travel, like a road trip of some sort, like Michael and I did with the Texas road trip, we stayed at 3 non-gay campgrounds. And that's where that's the only situation I would stay as a layover or some sort for a day or two. And usually that's during a time where kids are in school and families aren't really out camping, this, that, and the other. So I hope that answers your question, Musette, as well as anybody else who was curious about why I only go to gay campgrounds. Okay, the next question comes from Gail Lewis EM1XF. And Gail asks, do you ever get tired of living in your van? I do not. I don't get tired. At times I get, I don't even want to say bored, I get restless. I'm kind of used to living in the van now. I have always been someone who always been thinking on how I can make this lifestyle more comfortable, a lot better for me. Hence my last purchase, this kit, which I thought is a smart move for me to do. It enhanced my organization in the van. It enhanced my sleeping better, and I think I'm pretty much dialed in. But on the flip side of that, I also think that I need a break from the van, and that's when I check into a hotel for a few days. I think it's nice to do that. It gives you time to reset your mental as well as your physical. It also gives you time to do things a little easier, like get up and take a few steps and take a shower, or watch some tennis on a big screen TV, just kick back laying on the bed, you know. And I think that's a must for me to do. And I haven't done that in a while. I think the last time I stayed at a hotel was when I was in Orlando. And that's been a few months ago. So I think I'm overdue for a hotel stay. So I don't get tired. I actually feel like I'm used to it. Okay, Lady Loves Nader asks, what do you like or dislike about your charging units? Okay, I have 3 charging units. I have the Jackery 500, the Jackery 2000 Pro, Explorer Pro, and I have the Blue Eddy EB 55 700 watts. Okay, what I dislike about these power stations is they don't last as long as I would like them to last. In terms of me using them, whether I charging up my phone, my laptop, right now I have a fan on, or me using my induction cooktop, they don't last long. My expectations of the Jackery 2000 Explorer Pro when I bought it was, I hope that this can last me at least 5 days if I was unable to charge up the Jackery. And then the Jackery 500, I don't even use that at all. That's in my storage because it only charges up to 90% now. So I guess I was using or have used whatever the charging cycles are as they are used, because the Jackery can get down to like 80%, and from my understanding of it, when it gets down to that point, it will only charge back up to 80%. I'm at mine only charging up to 90% now, so, and it takes forever right now for that Jackery 500 to charge back up. So I don't even use it because it just irritates me. Now, this Blue Eddy EB55, I thought would be just a slight step above a 500 model of the Jackery. This barely lasts 3 days. My goal was to have at least these 2 combinations to last me at least 7 days, that I can go a week without having to charge these up. One of the concerns that Michael had with our upcoming road trip to California in September was, how are we going to keep our power stations charged up during that trip? Now, before Michael came on board to go on a road trip with me, my thought was that I was going to just check into a couple of hotels as needed. Number 1, take a much needed break from being on the road. And number 2, to just reset and see what I want to do next and how I want to move forward with the road trip. And that might still be my option. May not be Michael's option, but it still may be my option. But I think with Michael coming along, we're probably going to seek out different campgrounds to do layovers with, to give us a break from being on the road. But to answer the question in a nutshell, what I dislike about it is they don't last as long as I would like them to. And I know the more you use them, the less charging cycles you have on them. But the Jackery 2000, until recent when they got the Jackery 3000 out, this was the biggest power station that Jackery sold, and other companies as well was the 2000. So I expected big things from it, and I'm not getting that. So what I like about it is plain and simple. Without these power stations, I would not be able to do a lot of things, and my van life would be way more challenging than it is. So it's something that I need in order for me to be able to do some day-to-day things, like keep my phone charged, like keep my laptop charged, like have a fan in here or a heater in here. So I feel like it's a necessity, even though that necessity is not performing the way that I would hope that it will. Okay, KJ's World 6075 asks, what would you say your must-have items in van life? I would say my must-have items is definitely a power station of some sort. If you are prepping to go into this lifestyle, I would suggest that you budget in a bigger power station. If you find in the long run that you don't want to live that lifestyle, you can always sell a power station on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, or whatever. But I feel that if you start off with something lower, like a Jackery 240 or something like that, you're going to always find yourself charging it up more frequently than you would like to. So I would say a power source of some sort. Also, I would say a must-have is, and then they said gadgets in between. I'm just gonna speak from a general side, and not just like gadgets. Because when I say gadgets, we're talking everything kitchen. Just bring it in. But also, you're gonna need some privacy curtains as well. You wanna protect your privacy inside of your space. Um, what else is my must-haves? I mean, I can get really basic. Like I must have a fan. I must have a heater. I must have the proper bedding in terms of linen and stuff like that for the different climates and stuff. I must have some cooking items. They don't have to be to the extent that what I have now, but I've been doing it for years, so I accumulate whatever I can store in the van. But yeah, definitely some type of cooking utensils. Now, I would recommend getting a cooktop, even if you could get a small one like I have. I have a double burner cook burner as well as a single one. I would recommend getting one that could take propane and butane, because the biggest advantage of the butane is it's not propane, so it doesn't produce any smells. You know, you don't have to technically roll your windows down for that purpose, but maybe for the smell of the food. But I like using the butane canisters versus the propane. And the other thing is, because when you have a propane one on, you can smell that smell. But when I have my can in there, I don't smell that smell. And that's why, another reason why I would say budget for a bigger power station is so that you can get an induction cooktop that has no smell at all. So yeah, those are the things that I would suggest. Okay, the next question is, and the final one is from Michelle-BW1XG, and she asks, if you were to choose a vehicle today with today's prices, which vehicles would I choose? How do cost balance, affordability, mileage, reliability, and safety? What recommendations would you look for full-time van life? Okay, I might sound biased, but I think the way to choose a vehicle for you is to first choose how you're going to live this lifestyle. Now, had I decided from day one that I was going to go about the campground lifestyle, I would have probably kept my SUV, and I would have built from my SUV, meaning put a storage unit on top, maybe a cargo or something in the back. I would have kept the SUV, because campgrounds are all about being outdoors. It's about enjoying nature. It's about, again, socializing with people and that sort. Again, standing up was never a priority of mine. And then the second thing, I think once you decide how you're going to live that lifestyle, it would be easier for you to choose what type of vehicle for you. The second thing to consider is your own physical needs when it comes to choosing a vehicle. Like me, I like to think that I'm a small person in height stature, and that I can get away with living in a much smaller space than someone else who may have physical limitations, for instance. So determine what your physical attributes are and what you need for your own comfort and your own physical limitations. That's the second thing. And the third thing I would say is determine how much money you actually want to spend on a vehicle, and not only just considering the cost of your vehicle, or if you even using your own vehicle, but just the ongoing cost of having a bigger vehicle. I know for me right now, I cannot or would not be able to justify getting a bigger vehicle because I chose a campground lifestyle, which I am doing my best to be out of the van and not in the van. So determine how much money you want to spend. Think about the gas that you're going to be putting in that bigger vehicle each time you go to the gas station. Think about the maintenance, the basic oil changes that you're going to have, because my oil changes come quick because I'm always on the road. Think about those ongoing costs and not just the cost of your vehicle. And for me, I'd rather have that money in my account, in my pocket, and spending that money on things that I enjoy and love doing. And when I also think about a vehicle that I can stand up in, I think, how often am I actually going to be standing up in the vehicle? Wouldn't I be sitting down more in the vehicle than standing up? Yes, I can stand up and go to the kitchen or go to the bathroom. And what kills me is a lot of people, or I ain't gonna say kills me, but what baffles me is the people who buy these Class Bs and these other types of vehicles, and they say they need a bathroom, they need this, and they don't even use the bathroom. They're so concerned about water, conserving water. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I pay all that money to get a Class B, you bet to believe that I am going to be using it to its fullest. I'm going to be taking showers in it. I ain't going to worry about no water. I worry about water when I need water. You know, you got people, that's wasted. Just buy a vehicle that don't have a bathroom in it if you're not going to use it. If I had a Class B, bye-bye Planet Fitness for taking showers, because I'm going to be taking showers in that $100,000 vehicle that I bought. You know, I just don't, it baffles me that people buy those types of vehicles and don't use them to their maximum. And so think about how you're going to live the lifestyle. Think about your physical limitations, and think about how much money you actually want to spend on the lifestyle, living the lifestyle, you know? And that's what I would consider when choosing a vehicle. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. As always, these Q&As are always interesting to me because once again, it gives you guys an opportunity to ask me questions that are non-related to the posted video topic. And as always, thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to watch watch my videos. And I appreciate it. I can't even get my words out now. I appreciate it. You guys know that. And I'll see you guys the next time.